Welcome to this week's Down Home with Tina. I am so super excited to be out here for the very first time in the show on location at a Habitat for Humanity build. I have Stephanie Taylor. She is the Director of Community Engagements of Habitat for Humanity of Southeast Ohio. Of course, we've got our location in Lancaster. And this is just so exciting because, Stephanie, we're going to meet the family and talk with the family and go through the house. And I've actually got goosebumps and I can't stop smiling because when you come into a new space like this, it's just a happy space.
Oh, yeah.
And you can feel it. Like, I've got goosebumps that just aren't going away. And I'm so excited for them and what you all do. And that's what we're going to talk about, a little bit about today's build. You've got another build that we're going to discuss and whatever else you have to talk about for Habitat, because there are so many positive and happy, great things that you do for our community.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel the same joy that you do. I've been out at this build multiple times, but every time I come, I just think each piece of it, each step, I just get more and more excited to see, and it's been such a joy to work with the family and get to know them better, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and we're going to meet them in a little bit, and I can't wait for that because the kids and everything are here. So let's talk a little bit about how the process of one of the families, what they need to do in order to end up here where we are today.
Yeah, so the family process, it starts by doing kind of a pre-inquiry through our website or by calling and talk to our family services director, Chelsea. We look at several different things. Do you live in the area in Fairfield County? We'll talk specifically about this county, but are you in the median area income? We look at credit, but we don't utilize that to do the loan. We look at debt to income ratio. Do you have a housing need? So we look at overcrowding or substandard housing, that kind of thing. We're not immediate housing, right? Because this takes, we've started this in August, so you can see where we're at now, and it's taken a long time. But we look at all of that and the willingness to partner. So on top of all of those things, they have to be willing to partner with us. They will pay a 0% interest mortgage on the home, so they become homeowners, which is, I mean, it's an amazing feeling to do that, right? To own your own home.
Yes, it is amazing. So, it's great because it's theirs. I mean, it's when you say own your own home, it's theirs.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so on top of that, they complete 250 sweat equity hours per adult. Okay. So depending on that, this family, there's mom and dad, so that's 500 hours. That's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
And $1,000 down payment. So that willingness to partner is a big key piece because we do provide a hand up, not a handout. And that's one thing that we really look to do.
It's another whole level of ownership.
Yep, absolutely.
Because when you put your sweat and sometimes maybe tears,
and
it's in blood,
exactly.
Then it does. Yeah. It's a whole new meaning.
It changes the game.
And
they're learning the things and the skills that, I mean, I don't even have all of them. I've been learning when I'm out here, and it's how to repair the home, and that, like you said, that home ownership and that pride that you can take in your home of, hey, you know, we had a really bad windstorm and now I've got to replace the siding, or, you know, I've got a shingle that came off and I can go up there and fix it. And it doesn't cost someone to have to call them to get them out here and that home ownership. And that's passed down through that generation as well, because this begins that generational wealth in the family that now their kids will see and continue down the line.
How often do the kids get to come out on the build as well to help out, and do they?
Yeah, so for safety reasons, we don't have them out when we're doing the major construction, but I know this family has come out in their evening time and have just cleaned up the house. You know, when we have a long construction day, there is dirt everywhere and nails and that kind of stuff. So they'll come out as a family and do that and spend time out here. And I think that's really cool that they see that, and they see, you know, they're here today seeing what we're doing and talking to Robert, the construction supervisor, about like, you know, and even today Ashton's like, bring that expandy thingy. I'm like, oh, the tape measure. So they get to learn about those kinds of things, and it's really cool.
Oh, you know, if I'd have known that, I would have brought him a tape measure. Those are very handy just to have all the time.
All the time.
I'd be measuring everything. That
yes,
have an extra one.
Every little thing.
But anyways, so what do you feel like the atmosphere is for a family when they come out to really start and being involved in doing their part of the labor and work on it?
Absolutely. I'm sure it's something different for each of them, but I can tell you, I've been out here with both Sierra and Brennan different times, and you can just see it in what they're doing, the excitement, hearing it in their voice when they're like, oh, look where we're at now, or sharing pictures with them or talking about what we've done. And you can really see the excitement and the pride. And I know that they've, waited a little while because we had some things happen in the beginning that have slowed the process a little bit. And I know we're getting so close. So
how many months does it take for a build, Stephanie?
Typically 16 weeks, so about 4 months. It depends though. So there's a lot of variables. You've got weather that you can't attribute for, but we do everything by volunteer up into certain points. So the mechanicals, the plumbing, the electrical. So sometimes the subcontractors can hold some things up, and so that can happen as well. But this one we broke ground in August, had volunteers on site 15th of September, and we should be finishing up here in the next couple weeks.
Typically, how many volunteers do you need per build?
Again, that can vary, but usually for the first 3 months of the process, you're looking at 8 a day, Wednesday through Saturday. So if you can, I know on our last build,
for the 4 months.
Every Wednesday through Saturday, you're looking at about 8 people every one of those days. And I think on the last build, we had over 1,000 hours of volunteer hours done.
Nice.
Yeah. So this is a little bit bigger of a home for us too. So it'll probably be more.
Okay,
for sure.
So folks who are interested in participating in volunteering, what do you expect from your volunteers?
So that's my favorite thing to say to people is nothing other than come and be ready to learn something new. So if you've never touched a tool in your life, or you're like, I would never see myself doing something like this, come out. Because the experience when you're working alongside other volunteers, learning, our site supervisors, that's one of our models, is to teach people. Again, we talked about the homeowners learning, everybody else is learning too. And I've had some really good follow-up conversations with volunteers that have been out. So they've said, well, now I know how to install a window. Not that I may or may not ever do it again, but I know how. Or I know how to put siding on, or I know how to shingle a roof. And it's really cool. Now you can do that at your own home.
Right. Yeah, exactly. This week I'd come out here just to learn how to do those things.
There you go.
I remember putting a floor in one time with my best friend, and I don't know, she doesn't have the house anymore. I hope the floor is still okay. But I just remember some of the hard things, and at the end of the day, I literally remember laying on the floor going, why are we doing this again and then paying somebody to do this?
Yeah, exactly.
I couldn't move. But it's worth it. It is so worth it when you do see and it's accomplished and you have blood blisters.
Well, yeah, and you leave. I know. We were doing the roof. Brennan and I were the one day on the roof together, and I do not like heights.
Right.
But I got up there because it's something I want to challenge myself on. But I had my space. I was like, I'm not leaving any of this. Like, this is it. But it was a fun experience because now we have that shared experience together. We learned something new we've never done together.
And Stephanie, with you saying that, and the couples that come out together and work on these, they can go home and talk about, or at the end of the day, sit if they have a front porch, or sit down in their living room and say, wow, we just did this. Yeah. This is ours, and we did it together. And it's a whole new, I think, again, level of a relationship that they got, that maybe others can't say that they had the opportunity to actually do, is help build their home.
Yep, absolutely. And then the other volunteers that are out, we often say, people will come by and say, like, I helped with that. They'll show their family and their friends, I helped. And it's permanent change and permanent experiences for the families, the volunteers, the community. This is going to help this community. This empty lot was here before, now there's a home on it. And
for the homeowners, for the volunteers, for Habitat for Humanity, and all of you employees and what you do, and the community that does help out, it's making such a huge positive difference. Every little bit that everybody does, even if it's one day come out for volunteers, they're making a big difference in the lives of other people.
Yeah, absolutely. And our
for
donors,
generations to come even.
Yeah, and the donors and everybody
and
that's
donors.
involved. Every dollar, every helping hand, everything helps.
It counts.
Yep.
Every little bit of it. Before I let you go and we get to the family, and I'll have you back when we do our tour at the end, because we're going to do a tour, folks, so don't go anywhere. Anything else you wanted to share with folks that have any questions about Habitat?
The best resource is our website, habitatseo.org, and follow us on social media. It's a great way to see the progress of the builds and some of the other things we do in the community, because this isn't it. And it's a great way to get connected, to donate, volunteer, advocate for us. Yeah.
Perfect. Yay, Stephanie Taylor. I love it. Thank you so much
Thank
for having
you.
me out here. And folks, don't go anywhere. I have got the family coming up next who's going to be in this gorgeous home. But before we know it, it's Down Home with Tina.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Life is unpredictable. That's why estate planning is important. Estate planning provides you comfort and peace of mind knowing that you're taking care of your loved ones and ensuring your legacy lives on just as you envisioned. You lived a life that is beautifully and uniquely yours. You deserve an estate planning attorney who understands that and creates a plan as unique as you and in the best interest of your loved ones. You deserve the local, trusted, experienced attorneys at Dagger Law.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. We are on location at a Habitat for Humanity home build, and I'm so excited to have some of the family here with me now. I've got Sierra, Ariane, and Brennan, and they're going to just talk to me and share with us what it's like to be able to actually have their own home. So who wants to go first? Sierra, Brennan, who was the first out to work on the build? I guess I'll ask.
I think did we come out the same day?
We came out together, yeah.
Did you? Well,
She did most of the. She pulled the application up. So I thought about it. She did the initial work. So let's give her the credit.
Yeah. Sierra, so why? Why did you decide that you wanted to take the leap and see what you could do and work with Habitat for Humanity?
So situations have come up with our family where we didn't have enough space for the kids, and I just thought that it was time for us to see what we can get. We couldn't do it the traditional way. We had certain obstacles. I mean, we were going to go that route, but it just took a little longer. And we just wanted the kids to have opportunity to grow up in their own home and have their own backyard before they're out of school, So Brennan was like, won't you apply? I'm like, okay. I could take, 10 minutes. It literally doesn't take that long to do the application. Okay. So they tell you if they're accepting.
How long did you have to wait to find out?
So I know that I applied and we did an interview on December 4th of 2020. Because it was my son's birthday. So I remember that we were doing the interview, and then we heard back within a month whether we were approved. So we heard back January 2021.
Were you very anxious at that time?
We were so excited, and we couldn't believe it. And me and Brennan would talk about it to each other all the time. We'd be like, this isn't real. I can't believe we got chosen. It's for us. So we I don't know. We were very excited to find out that we got accepted, and we just kept on thinking of what was the next step. What are we gonna do? We just wanted to know what the whole experience was right then and there.
Oh yeah,
and so it has been like holding our breath underwater this whole time because Stephanie said earlier, every time that she would come to the house and something new was going on, you just get even more and more excited just to know what the next step is.
Oh, absolutely. So what was that next step? Was it?
After we did the application, I remember the groundbreaking was something. We came out here and it was just like it was a lot. It was just, it didn't look like this. And I was just like, this is our space. And I didn't know how it was going to look. We didn't, at the time when we started, we didn't even know what the homes would look like. We didn't have an idea of what the framing and the blueprint was. It was just like, this is where you go to do the work and you'll start there. After the groundbreaking, they poured the concrete and then just the additional, we did the flooring. I remember when I came here, the concrete was poured. There was the crawl space now. But that was it. That was just it. And to see it, you guys are going to do a walkthrough to see what it is today.
How many bedrooms is it?
4. 4 bedrooms.
Family of 5.
Family of 5.
Yeah, family of 5.
Yeah.
And emotionally.
It's 6 of us.
6.
Oh, no, 6.
There's a child missing.
I did. I counted in my head. I'm telling you, I'm not lying. 3 or 4 times.
You didn't get to
as
meet
you're
Brio.
talking, I'm like, I keep thinking how many I've said that.
There's 3 girls and 1 boy.
Okay.
Just haven't met her.
She's not here. Okay.
No.
She in school. She's just.
She's spending time with her grandmother.
Yeah. She said, "Oh, well, good for her. That's always been spend time with grandma."
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, so emotionally, with bringing the kids out here that very first time, how did you feel to see the look on their faces, and what was it like for them to know that this? Were they kind of like, okay, what's going on? What is this? Should we ask Ariane? Do you want to answer that question? What was it like the first time you came out here to know this is going to be
came
your
out
new
here
place?
and it was a whole field?
I was just very happy, and I was like, wow. I was like, wow.
So, do you already have your rooms picked out in the house of what you're gonna room? What are you wanting to do in your room? Did you share it with the sister or sibling? Did you have your own room?
So sometimes, because our fourth child that you don't see, she comes on certain seasons.
Oh,
so we
okay.
share
Yeah.
her.
Oh, okay.
So when she is here with us, she can share the room with either sister, whichever she so chooses.
Yeah. But
So
you're
what-
gonna have your own space.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what do you think you want to do with your room? What ideas did you say you wanted?
I said I wanted it's kind of like unicorn style. Like mine is kind of like dreamland. It's kind of like dreamland because I love to sleep sometimes. Like I love to sleep. So like dreamland. I want to go to sleep. I'm dreaming. See.
I think that is so appropriate to being said because I have a feeling this is kind of like a dream home
Yes.
for
yes.
you
It
and
very
your
much
family.
is.
So
It very much
I
is.
love that you chose that. You knew that, didn't you? This is like a dream. All of it's just an awesome dream come true, huh?
Yeah.
Aww. Are you excited about your new school? Not sure yet?
Well, I don't want to leave my friends, so not really.
But you know what though? This is what I'm going to say. You are still going to have those friends. You're just going to have more now.
Yeah.
Those friends will always be your friends. You're just going to have a whole bunch of new, different friends that you can call friends. It's always nice to have people. Mm-hmm. And you have people, you have your family, and then they're going to meet new friends too. You have a lot of new stuff. New is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
You
is
think
good. Just like I'm getting a new room.
That's right.
That's
Your
her main
dreamland.
focus. Yeah.
That's right. So when do you look to be in the house?
So from here, I think it's about another 2 weeks or so, 3 weeks max. And so I'm thinking mid-February we might be in the house. So that's the goal. Yeah.
Happy in the air. I just
Yes,
think of happy
yes.
in the air. That's right.
No, it's okay. We love that spirit.
Speaking of happy and stuff, how happy was it when you were putting in all of your hours and your time for the build?
Honestly,
Did
that
you
is
really-
it's very exciting to me because I don't know, as women we don't normally get down and dirty, roll our sleeves up and use a hammer. So I bought my own belt and I was happy to put my hammer in the holster and I was ready. I done bought me some gloves, cover my fingers, and I talked to Robert, our head of construction. We have such a good relationship. He is very awesome to work with. I wouldn't have wanted to have it any other way. Like he is one of the best, and so we just have good communication. He talks to us. He shows us the steps. I just felt very welcome here, and
Nice.
I feel like in this house, even when we move in, like he's always going to be a part of this house. When we think about what we did, we're thinking about what he did as well, and all the volunteers. I will say that. I hope that we can continue a relationship even after this. Like, it's just, we've built a lot of relationships during this whole process. And I don't want to let them go. This has been a wonderful experience to see what a community can do and how many people will come together just to help someone.
Absolutely.
It really gives you a different view of what the world's like when you see all that bad stuff. This is just a lot of good.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I just yawned.
Brennan, what would you like to say or share, if anything, to those people who have helped to make all this happen? Because it takes a team. It takes a community. I like what you said, Sam.
For sure, I would just say thank you. It's like a person like myself. I'd say some things. I'd have been through some things or whatnot, and so sometimes you can lose that faith, right?
Absolutely.
You can just say, and just in humanity and just the way people are, and just yeah, that happens for them over there. It doesn't happen for people over here, right? Or people like that maybe see some of the things that I may have seen or whatnot. Just like it doesn't. I don't know no one who did this. Actually, I'm sorry, I do. But because I seen them do it, I thought it was possible. It didn't seem like it was so out of reach. And because my brother went through this process also, and I watched him. And I just was like, oh my gosh! And he lives in the Columbus, on the west side of Columbus. He went through this process, and I was just like, And I remember him just going through it and how much dedication it was. And then as we went through it now, I understand, like she said, the relationship that we had with Robert. I wasn't a construction guy per se. I might have, helped with some planning of some things, but actually doing the work myself. So just like you had said when you were talking to Stephanie, the relationship that you can build as a husband and wife and as a family, just doing it together, or just having the kids out here just doing it together. Because a lot of people may build homes, but they necessarily may not do it this way.
Right.
And
actually do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're building your family, you're building your home, you're building a life.
Yes.
And it all goes together.
Yes.
So I'm so excited for you guys, and I cannot wait.
Thank you.
To everything. So we are going to go and take a little walk through and see some of the things. And
Yes.
thank you, and so congratulations to you. And I'm so
Thank
excited.
you.
Yay! Happy times, happy times.
Thank
So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. It's Down Home with Tina.
Hi again, everybody. Welcome to the high school football game of the week. I'm Jaron Stewart alongside Tim Shoemaker. Tonight, we've got a great one for you. The Blue Carroll Bulldogs.
It was great week of practice. Even in the rain and the weather, we had a great week of practice.
Schneider, lots of running room to midfield. He's gone. Run Schneider down the near sideline for a touchdown for the Aces.
Grab a hold on the offense, number 20. That penalty will be declined. They'll bring up fourth down.
We're going to give you this game ball here because you're a Tiberios fan of the game. And thanks for being here, Jacob.
Thank you.
The Polar Bears are your OAC tournament champions. First time since 2009. What an exciting finish for the Ohio Northern Polar Bears.
And be very proud of this trophy because you've earned it.
Fairfield Federal. When it comes to our customers and our community, we go above and beyond to help. Our people make the difference.
We were retiring from Tucson, Arizona, and we made a retirement trip out around Ohio, having decided that's where we wanted to be. And we came across this town called Lancaster, and we fell in love with the downtown area where the fountain is and the memorials and the flags and all this stuff. And we looked around and I said, there's our bank right there.
There's something to be said about a community bank in your hometown.
Right. If you live in the community, you should do business in the community as much as possible. So it makes sense to bank with the community bank where you live.
Fairfield Federal is the bank to be at. If you live in this town, or any town actually, you want to bank at a local home bank. And the employees are happy here, they're conversant, customer service is through the roof. There's nothing more you could ask for.
Personal or business banking, whatever you need, we take it seriously because we know you do. Stop by today at any of our 3 locations and see why the difference is clear. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan specializes in banking that revolves around you.
Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back. Down Home with Tina is brought to you by these amazing sponsors, and Habitat for Humanity of Southeast Ohio is one of them, and I'm so excited to be out on location, still under construction, as you're definitely going to see during our walk through the house. Sierra and Brennan, who are new homeowners, and they're going to be walking in the doors in the next few weeks, most definitely in the next few weeks, but we're just going to take a little tour here and who wants to talk a little bit. This is the kitchen where I made a joke before we got started that Brendan's going to do all the cooking, and he didn't oppose to it, and he started to at one time and then but it's teamwork, guys, isn't it? It's all teamwork.
Yes. I'll cook and he'll throw on a couple of spices here and there.
I'll do all the taste
That's what I was talking about. Yeah, you do the taste test.
Make sure she get it right before she serves it to the kids.
So this is where it will be, and then I know that where we're going to walk through here. Josh, is this where the little dining area is going to be? I'll let you. Who wants to go ahead and talk about what's going to be?
If you did see the kitchen, this is the open concept area. Here we'll probably have either an additional pantry or a deep freezer. This area here is our washer and dryer area, and then where right here in the middle of the floor, this is where the dining room table will go. We'll also have stools that'll be sitting off of the countertop. Yep.
Nice.
You can't forget the Pearlie's the kitchen. You gotta have the Dad's news center right there. We're gonna have the news, the ESPN, all the sports, the stocks. You're going to take it right there.
Yeah, it's gotta have his TV.
That's Dad's space.
Dad. He's gotta find his spot.
And the living room where we were earlier.
So this is our living room, and this is where we'll have a lot of family games and watch family movies together. And then we'll go down.
So can we get into the hall?
Yeah. Down here is our first restroom. It is where our company would use the restroom, and also where the kids would use their restroom and take baths. Okay. The first room to the left will be me and Dad's room. We have our master bath in there and our closet.
And then walk in.
And we're walking down the hallway, and we've got our son's bedroom. He's the first bedroom to the left. I wanted to have the youngest one close to us.
Oh yes.
We have our one of our middle children, Ariane. Her room will be over here to the left.
Dreamland.
Yes, Dreamland. It'll be unicorns.
Unicorn Dreamland.
Yep. So, as you know, we're still under construction. So.
Oh yeah.
And then across the hall, we have our oldest child, Celeste. She'll be 13 in about a month or so, and she'll have her own little private room.
Yes.
And right now, we have all the kids in there.
I love it.
And
this is it. This is awesome.
And that's pretty much the tour. We got some utility closets here and there, but that's pretty much it.
That's it. This is the home where the house that they are going to make their home.
Yes.
Before we know it, you guys, congratulations! I'm just so
Thank
excited.
You so much. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, I still can't get with the age of the pump.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much, folks. Thanks so much for watching Down Home with Tina. Yes, just please follow Habitat for Humanity of Southeast Ohio, and if you can get out there and you can do any kind of volunteering, you can see right here how it's going to make such a positive difference in lives and generations to come.
For sure. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
I'll be back next week. God bless. Good day.